Hi. So right now, this is the kind of data you have, and according to your question, you have the sums, and these are annual sums, as you can see, and you have them until 2016, basically. I'm just gonna remove the error term because it looks weird. So after having this data set, what you have to do is something annual, and I'm going to do it like this, just right here. Control Alt V, then we can take the values, but the major point is that I want to transpose so that I have the year there. And what we need here is the actual total, which I'm also going to transpose here. Transpose and paste values. So this is what you have. I mean, it's a small data set for this case, but it could be that you don't have enough data based on what you want to do. But I'm just going to continue for educational purposes. So what we have here is, for example, you say you want to get a moving average, a 2 year moving average. So I'm going to say MA2, and in this case we say MA is the same as moving average, so that it doesn't confuse you. So here we need to we take the average of the 2 previous years, and let me show you. I could show you the slides here. So basically, from the class notes, you have something like this, and here they took a 3 month moving average, and you need to take the average of what you have there. You take the three last um, observations and take the average, which is divide by 3 in this case. And if we go back to our Excel sheet, you need, for the first year, we can't have anything because we don't have any previous observations. When you go to 2010, we cannot get a prognosis or a forecast because we only have one variable, one observation previously. So we skip that too. And when we come to 2011, well, we can do that because we have 2009 and 2010 as the previous years, and they are two, and we're doing a 2 year moving average. So in this case, the prognosis or the forecast for 2010 would be equal sign. I use plus sign here, but it's the same as using the equal sign. It works out, but you can just say equal sign. Then you say you add, you click there, then say plus, click the next one. So we're getting the sum, and what we need to do, you can put it in brackets. Then after putting it in brackets, you divide by 2. In this case, which is the number. So what you can do is you can just click there and drag from the box. So let's go back and check our formula. You click here, it's taking the sum of the average of the previous two, same for the next one, and same for 2016. So basically, what you're trying to do is you need to get you need to get the error term, the forecast error of the moving average. So let me say forecast error to say of the moving average 2 of our forecasting method we're using, which is moving average 2. And so when you have that set up, and we just name the row, I mean the column, we go ahead and compute, and forecast error if we're to go back to our class notes, I think this is the slide. Yeah. So it's basically the actual value minus the forecast value. And in this case, I could just rename this one here. Uh, let's say forecast value. Forecast value. Okay, so we have something like that, and what I can do is I just extend this because we no longer need the data set in this case. So the forecast value is equal to the actual value. In this case, sorry, we don't have to use that because there's no values here. So we go to 2011. We say, and basically this is what I was talking about. You are using the whole data set to get the forecast value. You focus in the data points for all data values, just that we have an exception of 2009 and 2011 because of the kind of method we're using. So those ones won't have forecast values. But for the forecast error, we only consider the values which have the years which have forecast value. And in this case, it's from 2011 to 2016. So a forecast error for the two period moving average in this case is going to for 2011 is going to be the actual value of 2011 minus uh, minus the forecast value of 2011, and we do this for all the rest of the years. That means until 2016. So this is our forecast error. And well, as you know, um, focus error is just the basis of a measure of accuracy. So what we can do is that we can take the bias or we can take the MAD. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you MAD, but we know that you can use other methods like mean square error, root mean square error. But if you understand the two, then you can always expand them to the bigger picture. So let's try to get the bias. I'm going to have a column here which shows bias. Then I'll have another one here which shows MAD. And okay, so basically we don't even have to write them here. Um, hold on. So if you check our method, what do we need? We need the forecast error, sum them up, and get the average, right? So if we go back here, you can just write below here that the bias of MA moving average to period moving average is going to be equal to, we take the sum, so plus or equal to sum, the bracket opens, then click and select all your values you want to sum up, and add a closing bracket. After closing the bracket, then we need to take the average, so we divide by in this case how many years, so we can say count. And I'm going to apologize because we, instead of doing that, we can just as well do the average. So plus average of these values, close the brackets, and that is 60.3. That is the bias we have. So the next one we need the MAD, and just a reminder that the MAD is equal to the absolute value, right? So we're getting the absolute value of the forecast error divided by the number of observations. So just for simplicity, you can always uh, play around with this, but for simple terms, I'm just going to say absolute value, absolute forecast error, and we're going to say that this absolute forecast error is equal to plus, and you can say ABS, which is absolute, and you include the number. You click on the number, which is the previous uh, column of forecast error, you close the bracket, enter, which absolute value in this case means when it's a negative, you take a positive. Uh, when it's a positive, it stays a positive. Okay. So an MAD is basically the same as bias, but we're taking the absolute value. So in this case, it's going to end up being exactly the same. So MAD here is going to be equal to plus the sum, the average, you click average of the absolute forecast errors, put a closing bracket and enter, which gives us a measure of accuracy, forecasting accuracy. And yes, so that's it. And if you have another method, I don't know what method you could use, but I'm just going to show you right now how you can use, if you, for example, you've chosen moving average. What you do is that you need a value for 2017 or another value. Let me see. So, for example, of course, for you, you want to do 2017 to 2022, if I may say. So, what you do here is for each year, you have a value and a forecast value for 20, uh, for 2020, for 2017. In this case, is going to be equal to, you have plus, uh, you have the average of two values. Average is going to disturb you, so I'm going to take the sum. You have the sum of the previous two values, close brackets, divide by 2, because we're taking a 2 here, moving average. So the forecast for 2017 will be this value, and you keep on doing the same thing, because now this forecast, in the forecasting, this one becomes the actual value for 2017. And what you do is now for 2018, you just take